We got purple, pink, blue, dark purple, yellow, light brown, dark brown. What colour sheep should we have now?
That.
That purple again?
Yeah.
Which sheep? That one or that one? Which
that
sheep?
one.
That one. You want that one purple again?
Yeah.
Okay. The light's dead funny though. I can't film nothing.
I'm one man.
Did you stick him in?
Yeah, I'm one man.
One man. It's Elvis, isn't he?
Yeah.
I apologise about the light. I can't film nothing.
The other man. Hello.
I apologise about the light and I apologise about how I look, but I've spent all day trying to get an opportunity to film this video, and the children are all happy now at the end of the day when the light's rubbish and I look rubbish. But let's carry on. If you're new here, my name is Victoria and I have 4 children and a husband. The 4 children are 9, 7, 4 and 2. I blog on my Facebook page, Home Educating the Mad Lads, about homeschool, and on here I do homeschool and a bit of body positivity and a bit of hauls and all that. Today I want to talk about how to homeschool under 5s, and everything I'm about to say could be related to under 7s as well, because children learn at different rates, and I'll get into that in a minute. I'll just say why I wanted to do it was I had a message earlier from a friend of mine whose daughter's about to leave nursery. She's 4, and she said to me, what resources do you need to homeschool a 4-year-old? So I told her what I thought. Now listen, if this is your first child that you're homeschooling, listen, I get it. I get the fact that you might have people around you telling you that you shouldn't be homeschooling. I get the fact you'll have people around you telling you your child should be doing this and this, A, Y and Z by a certain age. I get the fact that you might doubt yourself, and I get the fact that you might think that learning has to look a certain way because you're new on your homeschool journey, okay? I get all that. But please trust in the fact that what I'm about to say to you is the truth. I've been through this 2 times, going into the 3rd time. All your child needs under the age of 5, possibly 7, is play. Play is extremely beneficial. It's not just enjoyable for them, but if you watch them, it's the way they work things out. It's the way they play act things, work things out, discover things, and while they're playing, they're also using their language skills, their fine motor skills, their gross motor skills, problem solving, teamwork, socialisation, imagination, all kinds of things. Now, you've got to remember that if you're, say you're homeschooling from the beginning, when your child was born, you facilitated. They learn things naturally, pretty much on their own, but you facilitated, you helped them learn how to feed, to sit up, to burp, to roll over, to crawl, to talk, to walk. Homeschooling is just an extension of parenting, and I know it's scary and I know you've got all this pressure on you, but it's just an extension of parenting. You are able to facilitate that, all that, you are able to facilitate the next step. And I remember our oldest child, who's 9 now, he's the only one that's been to nursery, and when he was at nursery, I remember I just took him out of nursery, and my mum was saying to me, he was 4, my mum was saying to me, shouldn't you be doing like letters and numbers with him? And I said, he's 4. And she was like, yeah, but if he was in nursery they'd be teaching the basics, wouldn't they? And the thing is, they would have taught him the basics in nursery, but he went to a nursery where it wasn't mandatory. If you wanted to go into the room and do it, you could. If not, you could carry on playing. And I know for a fact that if he'd have still been at nursery, he'd have just been sat in the sandpit digging trucks, which is fine. But what I mean is, at nursery, just because they're at nursery and they're doing them things at them doesn't mean they're taking it in, doesn't mean they want to do it, it doesn't mean they're ready for it. All children are different, and part of homeschooling is being able to go at your child's pace and not being pressured by they've got to be doing this by this age and that by that age. My oldest son is an extremely physical child. He was walking at 10 months old. He's extremely quick, learning to ride a bike. He likes working out, things like that. He's an extremely physical child. But when it comes to reading and writing, because he was my first child from the age of 4, nearly 5, I was trying to get him to do it, trying to get him to do it, get frustrated because he wouldn't do it, getting frustrated because he'd rather be playing, getting frustrated because it wasn't going in. It wasn't until he got to the age of 7 that he started to fly with it. Whereas my second son, he knew his alphabet too. And I didn't press that, he just picked it up because it was around him constantly with me trying to teach the older child. And similarly, there was a woman at playgroup, and she had a daughter first, the same age as my oldest son, who wasn't interested in, you know, anything like that. Was quite happy just playing until she started school. But then her second child was a boy, and he was really interested in reading and writing. I mean, he was 2, nearly 3. He was extremely academic for his age. He used to come to playgroup, and there was all these sensory toys out and all this messy play out and toys out. Hang on a minute. Sorry, that was my 4-year-old. Yeah, but he would rather, this child at nursery, despite all these toys and things being out, he would rather sit at the table and write random letters or random numbers, and he knew how to write his name. It was only a 3-letter name, but he knew how to write his name. There's that. Some children are ready for that kind of thing earlier than others. But if you was talking about a school in Finland, they have the highest academic rates ever, the highest school standards anywhere, and their children don't start sat down learning till the 7. It's learning through play till the 7, and they just fly with it. Same as Steiner schools, Waldorf Steiner schools. They don't do like that till the 7, because it's all about exploring the world and playing beforehand. But like I say, if your child's ready before then, they're ready before then. Just don't put any pressure on it. If they're not ready, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. They're constantly learning. They're constantly exploring and doing new things. All I would say you need really is play with friends, play with you, play on their own. So just play basically. Have lots of arty stuff in that they can have fun with and do mark making with and creative with, like, you know, pens, paper, some scissors to practice with, some child friendly scissors to practice with, some paints, things they can really get their hands into, like Play-Doh. I was going to say clay and salt dough, but that depends if you've got a child who likes putting things in their mouth or not. If you've got a child that likes putting things in their mouth still, then stay away from things like that, obviously. What else did I say to her? Lots of going outside, nature and stuff, because you've got to remember, they're only little, they're seeing all these things the first time. They'll go out and you'll just think it's just a walk, but they'll go out and they'll be like, oh, if I stand in this puddle, it gets wet. If I mix this water with muck, it makes mud. Look at the sky, look at the clouds, look at the butterflies. And that sounds all woolly and wishy-washy, but that's how it is for them. Singing, nursery rhymes, and nursery rhymes are really good, because this is what I mean, there's all these hidden learning in playing. Nursery rhymes are learning song, melody, language. Some of them have got number sequences in, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once I got a fish alive, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then I let it go again. See, counting. That's what I mean. Just don't put pressure on it. They're only little ones, and I think they deserve so many years of just playing and exploring and living life. And actually, the only thing a child needs to know at the age of 5 is that they are loved. And that is true. It is true. It is true. It is true. But like I say, you've got to let go of other people's expectations, what other people want. Go at your child's pace, because like I say, some are some are ready earlier than others and some are ready later than others, but at 5 and below, possibly 7 and below, the majority of it needs to be play and just living life. And this is the last thing I'll say, at that age their emotional intelligence is more important than their academic intelligence. They need to know they are loved. They need to know to be kind when playing, and be kind with their hands and things like that. Just their emotional intelligence is more important than their academic intelligence, because that will come later. And if you're going to be worrying every 5 minutes and pushing things on them that they're not ready for yet, and you're both getting frustrated, it's going to be a long homeschool life, because it's not going to be successful. It's going to be stressful. And you were homeschooling because you wanted to take them out of all that. Do it at your pace, and read them lots of stories. Big advocate of reading lots of stories. I hope that makes sense anyway. I've rambled a bit, but that's the basic gist on it. But like I say, I get it. I get you're going to be worried, especially if it's your first one. But it will be alright. It will. I better go before a child comes and hijacks again. If you like this, please subscribe. What have you. See you next time with a brand new video. Bye bye.